Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. We are going to be doing a cosplay DIY, which I'm very excited about. This is my new version of Mad Moxxi that just got released from Borderlands 3, and let me tell you, it's a piece of work. As you can see, I drafted the cosplay by draping it instead of doing paper patterns. Now that I realize it, I could have done a corset pattern to make it more stiff, but the way it turned out in the end was pretty awesome in my opinion. All that matters in the end is that it fits and that it's comfortable, and it does exactly that. So this is me cutting out the back piece of the garment. I had to be careful when it comes to cutting out the points of the tails, and I don't know why guys, but I do have a cutting board specifically for that blade, and I don't know why I wasn't using this underneath, so oh well. So now I am working on the front piece of the garment, and I don't know why I didn't draft the other piece that's kind of overlapping on this garment. I think I'm just kind of winging it at this moment, just like I do with all my other patterns. For some reason, I like to take stupid shortcuts, but in the end, it all works the same. But yeah, so if you see me cutting a piece on top of this garment, that is why. I would also like to thank Katrina for giving me this a buckload of red fabric, because she had it lying around and she wasn't using it anytime soon. So thank you, Katrina, for giving me this red fabric. Alright, let's cut this damn thing. So I'm only cutting one piece of this garment. As I mentioned earlier, I will be cutting a second piece as soon as I completely have cut this part accurate. And I'm giving myself half an inch seam allowance. Here's me trying to figure out if I'm cutting the right line, and goodbye, piece. And there is me also cutting the top portion of the garment, like I said earlier, to make my little bra piece to attach onto the garment later on. Before putting the pieces together, I have to put my darts in, so let's sew in some darts. I had to sew in about 4 darts in total, 2 at the front and 2 in the back. After putting my darts in, it is time to sew in right sides together. After putting the shell into place, I started to cry as I work on my lining. I had to draft at least probably 80 pieces of the lining alone, and it was all for 3 frickin' tails just to make everything all cohesive. Fun fact guys, this is actually my second time doing this because the diamonds I made earlier were way too small and it was so much work, so I ended up redoing the entire lining, and I love this lining way more than my previous. But after sewing all the pieces together, I stay stitched only the black pieces just to make the whole lining flat. Yay for doing all this work, and you can barely see them underneath my garment. Now that the lining is done, I am now working on putting boning into my bodice. Unfortunately, after putting these boning pieces in, they're actually not super stiff like I normally get in a corset, so there's kind of a shape in my bodice, but whatever, it's too late to remove them, so I'm just gonna keep them in. And now it's time to attach the lining. Kind of, sorta. Yeah, I'm only sewing half of the lining in because I still have some work to do before completely putting it in. Like I mentioned, I am only putting halfway in, so 80% of the lining is in. I just left an opening at the back of my bodice so I can put some wiring into my tails just to make them flare up. Now I'm just going to stay stitch 80% of the bodice so that everything will be flat and lie down and not, you know, bubbling up when I'm wearing the cosplay. This time around, I'm actually putting a zipper. My first Mad Moxxi cosplay from Borderlands 2 didn't have a zipper. It had snaps, so it really didn't give me a shape with that version of Mad Moxxi, but this gave my torso a really good shape, so I'm happy with this decision. Now it's time to put some double fold bright ass yellow bias tape. I thought I had enough with just one packet. I am really happy that I bought two because I barely had any left over. Since Moxxi's left cup on her bra is black with a lot of seams, I decided to make my bra cover, and then I'm gonna add a pink stitching line over the cup to give it more detail from the picture. So there was a few things I did off camera. I already attached the bra to the garment. One thing I also forgot to record for you guys is how I inserted my wire into my garment to make my tails flare up. I essentially took apart regular metal hangers and then kind of bent them into a triangle point and then slide them in. After doing all that with the hangers, that is when I fully put in the rest of the yellow bias tape in the open back part of the cosplay. Alright guys, so here is a full view of the cosplay. I am very, very proud of the way it has turned out. Still needs a little bit of work, such as I have to add dark stripes all around the cosplay, add big giant buttons at the front opening, add some snaps at the closure so that you can't see the zipper, add some patches at the back of the cosplay, and then I have to custom make the star button that goes with the other buttons. And then the rest after all of that is to cel shade it. But I will be cel shading the cosplay as soon as I'm done all the other pieces. I know I usually wear the cosplay in my videos to show how it looks like on me, but this does not fully cover the bottom portion of my body, so you're gonna have to wait until I finish the skirt that goes with the cosplay, which I will be working on next week, considering I have 3 days off, and for the next couple days I just want to clean my apartment to the core. It is messy as hell, and that needs to be done. And besides, I have to buy my fabric, and my boss didn't cut my fabric today, so I have to come back tomorrow and get it. Besides that, this is the end of part 1 of how I am making my new version of Mad Moxxi from Borderlands 3. And if you like this video, please give this video a nice like. And if you want to follow me on my other social media accounts with all the updates I will be doing for this said cosplay, all the links are down below in the description box as well. And make sure you hit that subscribe button down below to see more videos such as these, especially that I am doing Mad Moxxi. You don't want to miss the outcome of this cosplay. And I would like to say thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!